Good morning.
Good morning. We're here. We're ready.
We're ready. So I thought we could revisit something we did at the beginning of an episode in season one where we did a rose and a thorn for our week. Are you down to do it again?
I'm so down. I'm so ready.
Okay, awesome. So I feel like most people are familiar with this. Rose is the highlight of the week. Thorn is the challenge, the not so fun part of the week. Is there anything that comes to mind for you for both of those?
Yes. Should I go with both of mine and then we can switch to you, or how do you want to do it?
Maybe let's like both give our thorn and then we can both give our rose so it ends on an uber positive note.
Okay. And we're not doing Bud. We're just doing Rose and Thorn.
Oh my gosh, let's do Bud too. I forgot about Bud.
Bud is like the blooming, like what's exciting or like optimistic, right? It's kind of like the what's coming up.
Yeah, it's like the hopeful one.
Yeah. Yeah, I can kick it off with the thorn. We'll just get that one out of the way. My thorn this week was I basically put in a lot of work to get a freelance contract, and it ended up being like the lowest project. The amount was like offensive. Like it was insane. And I spent like my Saturday morning I put in a lot of time thinking that this project was going to pay out like how all the other ones I've done before it have. And it literally was the lowest paying job I've ever, like contract I've ever received by so much. Like, I'm not even going to go into the details right now, but basically it was like my jaw dropped. And I was like, well, obviously I'm not going to do this. Like, obviously I'm saying no, but also, why did I spend so much time trying to get this contract? So
Was the pay not disclosed?
it was, but the description, I thought it was basically, I thought this was an ebook. I thought this was like going to take me an hour, which for that price would have been really good. It ended up being for an 80,000 word manuscript, like for like a huge project. I'm a writer, if everyone's confused. And I feel like that's important to say. Basically, the leap from that to that, when I applied for the job, there's no way in my brain it was going to be what it ended up being. It's hard to describe, but I applied to a lot of these. Anyone that's in my position would agree with me. It was crazy. So, anyway.
Oh, that's so annoying. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Especially to spend your time on the weekend doing it. That's really frustrating.
Yeah, I think that's the thorn. I just went real deep and specific there. But what about you? What's your thorn?
My thorn is I hate cleaning and I had to clean like deep clean my bathroom. It just had gotten to the point where it was like I couldn't ignore it anymore. And it was actually just horrible. I hate cleaning, especially cleaning a bathroom. Like it's disgusting. You kind of like don't realize just like what you've been ignoring.
Right.
I'm not living in filth. Anyways, that was just one of those things where I was like, it would be so worth it to me to hire a cleaner to come in once a month and do that. Like, I think that might be something I look into because while, yes, I was left with a clean bathroom, which felt great, all the labor that went into it, I was like, I know in 2 days it won't have this shiny, clean feeling anymore. And that's just going to be really frustrating. So, my thorn is that I really hate cleaning and I had to do it and it was not fun. So,
Not fun at all. But now you have a clean bathroom. So
yeah. And just side question, how often do you like deep clean your bathroom?
probably once a month.
Yeah. Okay, so that's like a realistic thought to have.
Also, my apartment's pretty small and I've got like one really small bathroom and I feel like I do like something to it every single day.
Yeah, I do too. Should we do rose and then bud?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
ending on the hopeful one. My rose is I had the best girls' birthday party ever. It's my birthday party, but I did it with girls. I had the best time. We went to the rodeo. We started with drinks at my place. Then we went to a bar. Then we went to the rodeo. Then we went out. And like, it was so fun. Everyone just really brought the energy. All the girls dressed up. It was six of us, or seven for a little bit there. Everyone like dressed really rodeo. It wasn't like cheap, kind of tacky. It was like just really, really cute outfits and like very very put together. So that was super fun. I got disposable cameras. So we took a lot of photos that I can't wait to get developed. And then I also made a card deck. And on each card, I put like a prompt and we carried it around all night and like had to do different challenges and things. And it was like super fun and popular. I really felt like I brought my A party game when it came to like making it feel like a special birthday party. It did feel like that.
Aw, I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, I haven't gotten the rundown on how the night went. You FaceTimed me earlier in the day and you showed me the card deck and it was super cute. On each card, was it like drinking challenges, like dares, like social dares, or like what's an example of a couple of them?
Yeah, kind of both. Okay, one, I'm really proud of myself. I came up with all of them. I did not look on Pinterest. Like, I did not look at prompts for anything else. I literally just sat there and thought of 50, whatever it is.
Wow, you should post it on Pinterest. I
I,
feel like I feel like people need this.
I really do. I should have done it. For some of the numbers, it was like for four, like take 4 drinks, but that wasn't like every single four. On all the queens, I wrote like question, like the Q is in each corner, and I wrote question along after like every cue. And those were like fun questions. Some were like a little spicy, but some weren't. So, for example, I did like, would you rather wear cowgirl boots or flare jeans the rest of your life? And then, for 9, I did like 9 lives so that person could like hold on to their card and save it for a time they didn't want to do something. And then the last one I'll share is before we all went out, I gave everyone like a vice. That sounds weird, but like, so my friends like, like pouches, like nicotine pouches, and then like some like, I just thought it was be cute to like get some like cigarettes and things like that. Nothing healthy, but all the cute fun things.
I like how you describe cigarettes as cute.
They were a vibe with the outfit.
Fits the theme.
Yeah, we had like, I got like a cigar for my friend that likes a cigar, and then Tums for my friend that doesn't do anything. So basically, it was just a cute way to start the night. And I don't think anyone actually like used anything, but except for the Tums, I think those did come out. But what I will say is one card was offer a stranger one of the things. Anyway, it was a fun card game. I should put on Pinterest.
Yeah, that's a super good idea. Well, I'm glad that your B-Day weekend was super fun. My rose is I just had a couple of fun, kind of impromptu social things last week or this past week. It's just really fun when like you just kind of make plans on the fly. I feel like as an adult, it's more rare to just be like, what are you up to right now? What are you up to right now? Let's do this. Like right now, that's just like not the same as maybe it was when we were younger. Like people just have other things they're like juggling or other things in their schedule. So it was fun because I had like a couple of social things that really were like, what are you up to right now? Like, okay, let's go do this. And so that was just fun because I feel like it doesn't happen as much anymore. Like the expectation is just like, we're just going to go have fun and that's it. It's not like a plan we make like 2 weeks in advance where there's kind of more like hubbub built around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my rose is that spontaneous social stuff came back and I hope it's here to stay.
That's super exciting.
Okay, what about your bud?
My bud is that I'm finally coming around from the holidays. I know last week I sounded a little sleepy or a little worn out, and I don't know why my voice also sounds like this morning. I think just my morning voice. I'm trying to project as much as I can, but I really do feel like I've got the energy again. Like I'm ready for the gym. I am ready to do some like outreach for freelance stuff. I'm just feeling really excited and rejuvenated. And I feel like it's been a long time coming. So I'm just accepting it, embracing it, and also still resting, like not getting burnt out, just like doing something every day. Winning slow is my new mantra, at least for this time of the year.
I like it.
What about you?
So, my bud is that I have a really fun girls' trip coming up this weekend. So, actually, by the time this episode comes out, I will be there. I will be in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee with my college besties. I'm so excited. We planned this trip a while ago, and it's just so fun to have like 3-day weekend that's kind of in a random place. We're going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, if anyone is familiar. But yeah, I'm so excited. So that's my bud. We have some really fun plans while we're there. And I think it's just going to be a really good weekend of like a cabin girls getaway. That's the vibe for the weekend. Cozy in the cabin.
Ah, the best vibe.
Yeah. Well, is there anything you wanted to touch on before we get into the challenge recap?
No, it's just really cold here and I'm over it. So I'm ready for a trip to Austin. That's all I'm going to say.
Book your flight. Do it.
Yeah, that's all. It's too cold and it's making me crabby. But other than that, I'm okay.
Well, it's actually really cold here now. And by really cold, I don't think it's as cold as where you are. But like this week, I've had to wear a puffer every day. On Monday, the low is 19, which I have personally not witnessed in Austin before, I don't think.
Yeah, that's freezing.
Yeah, so just know that like maybe wait like until this cold spell leaves to come. Otherwise, we can maybe do like our own beach getaway.
Oh, the dream. The dream.
Yeah.
No, we can get into our challenges now.
Okay, well, so I've got to say, I really feel like this challenge tested me the most. So like we built it up to be this big challenge to kick off season 2. And for a sec there, I was like, we built it up. Like it's not going to be as hard as we're thinking about it. And no, it was as hard as I thought it would be.
I was over it after 5 hours.
Yeah. So our challenge for this past week was neither one of us could watch TV or YouTube or really like any long form content is
Yeah.
how I interpreted it. Like you couldn't even watch like a podcast video on Spotify. So any sort of like long form.
I messed up with that. I didn't know that. That was my solution.
You watched videos?
Podcast like long form, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I literally was like, that's like a YouTube video. I can't do it.
It's not like it is, but I see where your thought process was. But I was like, I found the perfect loophole.
And I thought this is such an obvious loophole.
So we know who the goody two shoes is.
Yeah.
Wow, you went hard.
Okay, here I am, like, I have to, like, listen only to the audio of this stuff. Dare I turn my phone sideways? I can't watch a video. Um,
I will say we could actually break it down, but big picture, I will say it's not like I was sitting on my couch at night watching podcasts on my phone. The only time I did that was on the treadmill because I was like, I can't look at the TV. I am listening to this podcast anyways. I'll just watch. They're sitting in a chair. Like the YouTube content I watch isn't like that. Like the YouTube content I watch is a little more vloggy. So to me, it was purely a treadmill workout situation. So I do want to clarify that. It's not like I was like every single night in the bathtub, like watching podcasts on Spotify.
your screen time is at, like, 10 hours because just all day you're watching podcast videos. Okay, so I understand. I'll give you a pass. Just know that my week was harder, guaranteed.
For sure.
I have a list of pros and cons because I feel like I just had a lot of thoughts about this that I was like, I have to break down into a list. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, I'll do the pros. It really made me realize that I do have a lot of time in the evening that just seems in the past before this challenge I would have said like, oh my gosh, the night just like flies by. And I think just cuz I'm kind of sucked into what I'm watching, so I'm really not paying attention to how much time is actually like it's a couple hours. That's a decent amount of time to do a variety of things. Another pro was that I read more. So I always wish I was reading more. I feel like this is just a general thing all the time. I'm like, I wish I was someone who read like a book a week. And especially like at the end of the year, I had a bunch of people that I follow posting like Goodreads Wrapped or like, all the books they read. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wish that was me. It just isn't. And so that was a pro, was that I read more. I read a lot. I feel like that was my main activity of how I spent the time. And then another pro is that it was like the good kind of bored. it kind of goes hand in hand with the more time, but I feel like being bored is a good thing most of the time because it makes you like actually think and actually be like intentional about what decisions you make. And so I feel like because the default is to always go to a screen to distract myself, it was really nice to have that bored feeling that I feel like doesn't come up as often. I also had stronger sleep cues. So I was so much more aware of when I actually was tired to go to bed. Whereas when I'm watching something, I think I'm like aware that I am tired, but it just feels like a general evening tiredness. Whereas I would be reading and I would be unable to keep my eyes open. So I was like, obviously, I should go to bed. And it was always earlier than when I normally go to bed. So that kind of told me that if I'm not distracted by TV, I could actually like get more hours of sleep, wind down earlier in the night. So that was cool because I feel like I just don't have strong sleep cues. Like I can get second, third winds like every single night if I just let myself stay up. And so kind of just letting myself accept that I'm tired and going to bed, it was a lot easier when I wasn't distracted and entertained by watching something. Then my last pro is that I discovered a new podcast through all of this. So I was like really struggling and I had heard about this podcast from my boyfriend and it's the show called The Rewatchables. And every week they break down a movie and it was so fun. I was just like, if I can't watch anything, I can listen to people break down some of my favorite things I've watched. And it was really entertaining. It's a really good podcast. If you like listening to behind the scenes filming rumors or like why they shot this part of the movie in this place and not this place, like it was definitely more film nerdy than just like talking about the plot of the movie, which is what I really liked because it's just fun to look at some of your favorite movies in a new light and like learn more about kind of the behind the scenes of how it was made. So yeah, that was the pros.
Wow. That's like a longer list than I was expecting.
Yeah, I sat down thinking that my pros list and cons list would be pretty equal or the cons would be higher. I have two things under the cons list. One is I was on my phone so much more. My screen time went up a lot. I don't love that. I would personally rather be watching TV than scrolling social media. But then the second con is that just wasn't as fun. Like, simply put, it wasn't fun multiple nights in a row.
I agree. Like, yeah, I'll just break down my week and like the pros and my cons. I didn't make a list, so this will be really on the fly, but I can definitely think of some. Pro number one was that I definitely got way more done. I actually attribute my newfound motivation for the year and like my momentum to this week because I couldn't just sit on the couch, watch TV, watch YouTube, whatnot. I actually like that's how I filled my time because I've just not been in a reading season. I'll write and journal. I had a nice journaling night where I like really made it vibey and I like journaled for like 2 hours and that felt really good. But I mostly just poured my heart and soul into like work and proposals and some cold outreach on LinkedIn, which actually got some very positive responses. So it was like overall a very successful week professionally for me, I feel like, with all of this. So that was super exciting. And then the other pro was that I sort of realized some of the content I was consuming, like how it was affecting me in my life. And like, I was almost like too into it. And no, it's not on the feminine energy. So don't even.
I was gonna say, called it.
No, I mean, maybe a little bit. I think I can get very like invested into certain areas of my life and want to be a perfectionist in certain ways. And if I'm like really into a content or like a niche or a content creator, and let's face it, like a lot of content creators are successful because they're kind of spitting out the same stuff all the time. And if I'm watching their video 3 times a week, I'm really like in it. This might sound like vague and broad when I listen back to this. I just really don't want to like get into the certain topics, but I kind of, by taking a step back, recognize that like, I feel like I've been almost too invested into some of these things and like maybe it was affecting my mental health and my actions and how I live my life more than I thought. And it felt very freeing just to be like, I'm just living. I'm not having any outside influence or voices in my head. Cause I think that is the downside to starting my day, watching YouTube or like getting ready and having YouTube on, because I think that's a little bit different than TV in the sense that these are just content creators. They're just people like you and me shouting their opinions or their like ideas on the internet, which is cool. That's great. I love it. But if I would just encourage everyone, like if you are consistently listening to like the same three people, maybe take a step back and then get back to it. And you'll see that like, oh my God, I was listening to the same stuff for like months. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So I think that was the biggest con. Otherwise, it was a very productive week for me. And yeah, it was just a bummer. There were like certain times, like getting ready or on the treadmill, working out, where I was like, God damn it. I wish I like had YouTube.
Wait, you said that was the biggest con? I would say that's a pro.
What's the pro?
Like that you realized that you were getting too absorbed in the content.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I meant that was a pro. The con was not having something to listen to in the morning or while on the treadmill.
Got it. Okay. I think it was a good reset. Like, in a way, it was like, you know, how people do a juice detox to reset. Obviously, those aren't fun. You want to be eating good food. But I think this was like a content detox for both of us. That's how I'm taking it, is like, this was a good reset to my system. I will not be maintaining this at all. But I do think it's good to do every now and again, is maybe not like do what we did where you take 4 days of a hiatus, but more just taking a beat to be like, what am I consuming? Because even I know you're more YouTube, I'm more TV. And I would say the TV stuff I watch, I have a very wide range of tastes. So it's not like I'm getting sucked into the same type of content. But I do think realizing how much time I'm watching stuff and that my default is to watch when maybe I don't even have a TV show I'm into at the moment, but I'm like looking for that. And so I'll like watch an old episode of Parks and Rec to kind of like feel that feeling again. And it's like, well, why am I watching this episode for the 10th time? Like, yeah, that is fun every now and again, but why is it my default? You know, let's look at other things I could be doing. And if none of those sound appealing, then yeah, watch the episode. But like, I don't want my default to be turning to consuming just purely because it's like where my comfort is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, good work. We did it and it's over.
And thanks to whoever submitted the challenge.
Yeah, this is all thanks to you. You really put us through hell this week. What is your challenge for this week?
So my challenge for this week stems off of my productivity stuff. It's kind of a new approach I'm taking. It cannot be permanent because it's not organized at all. But for 1 week, I started today, this morning. For 1 week, I am going to write down what I got done instead of what I have to do. So instead of a to-do list, it's a done list. And yes, I have things in my calendar. Like I know, like I'm not going to forget anything. I purposefully have put it in other places strategically, whether that's starred in my inbox, on my calendar to get done, all that. But the actual, what is in my planner, I'm writing down for 1 week what I got done instead of what I have to do. Because I think that so often, especially around New Year's resolutions, it was my birthday. So like my birthday, New Year's resolutions always kind of puts me in this mode of like fresh start, fresh chapter, like new year times 2, because it's both of those days in the same week. So often I feel like we get this dopamine hit from like planning, like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. We like get that satisfaction and we go to do it. And it's like, this is just annoying. Like that's where procrastination comes in. That's where just feeling like, oh, suddenly there's so much to do. And that doesn't feel good. It's just like the planning of it that gives us that like dopamine rush. And I've heard other like content creators talk about this. So anyways, this week I am writing a done list, not a to-do list.
I've never heard of that, but I'm curious to
I made it up.
see. Oh, you
It's
made it up?
Yeah, I made it up. It's like
Oh,
I was trying to figure out why I was struggling. Like I had so much fun the night before, the morning of. Like if I'm spending my mornings writing down what I have to do for the day, I get done with that. Like I put my energy into that. And then I have so much less energy to actually get the thing done because I got like overexcited as to like everything I wanted to get done. So then I was thinking about it. I was like, what is the solution to this? And I was like, what if instead for 1 week, I just write down what I get done in my planner that day, my physical planner. Anyway,
I'm curious how it's going to go, but that's a good one. That's interesting.
what are you doing?
So I'm going to do Wim Hof breathing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is that the thing where you like hold your nose?
So I watched a video on it last night, and I don't think I hold my nose, but it's like a whole breathwork series, pretty much, a routine that I'll do until the next time we record. From what I understand, it kind of gives similar effects to like cold plunging.
Please don't pass out.
Oh, yeah. I need to do more research on it. I've seen a couple different things where people are like, you pair the breath work with a cold shower and exercise in the morning. Like those three are like the trifecta. And I need to do some more research to see if that's actually like what I want to do for the challenge or if I only want to do the breath work part. So to be determined, but yeah, I'm going to do some Wim Hof breathing and yeah, I wish I had more to like say on it, but I don't know more. So I need to look into it. But hopefully I feel a difference. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm just excited to hear like if it's fun to do, if it's annoying to do, if it's a good thing, if you're going to keep doing it, all of the things we always talk about, but I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, well, for season 2, we have a new category for our episodes. Sis, do you want to dive into it?
Yes, every single week we are going to talk about a new product or our favorite product of the week. This could be anything from beauty to grocery finds to truly anything, something that we're fed on Instagram or Pinterest and we impulsively buy. I don't know. So, my fave product of the week is I have to go with my Christmas gift you gave me,
Aw.
which I know I kind of talked about that last episode, but I'm another week into using my SolarWave red light therapy wand, and I am obsessed with it. Like, it is my favorite thing to do at night. It's just so relaxing. And it actually, I notice a difference. Like, I wake up the next morning and literally looks like I got a facial the night before. I love it so, so, so much. So, that's my product of the week.
Aw, that makes me happy. Glad you're enjoying it. Mine is also like a beauty product. So when I got my haircut last time, my hairdresser told me about this product. And normally I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, in one ear, out the other. But this product, I kept seeing it pop up just like on the internet. Anywhere I looked, this product would just pop up somewhere. So I was like, I think this is a sign I need to just get it. It's the Color Wow Dream Coat. So I'm going to use it after this. I'm going to wash my hair, and then when my hair is still like damp, I spray the Color Wow Dream Coat all over my hair, and then you blow dry it, and it's supposed to sort of like tame the frizziness and make it really shiny and yeah, give you like your dream coat on your hair. I used it last week for the first time, and I don't think I used as much as you need to use. I noticed a difference, but not a significant one. And I was being kind of like, because you just don't know how these products are going to actually react with your hair. And I was just like paranoid that I would just
Lose all your hair.
I just was like, I'm going to set my hair on fire. Like, I don't know. Hair stuff is always a little funky for me because I'm just like, I think I'm scarred from sun-in, truth be told. But obviously, I've heard such good things about this product. I don't think that's the case. So, yeah, I'm going to try it again today, but just putting more on. And it also smells really good. So, it doesn't even matter if it makes that big of a difference in how shiny my hair is. It just makes it smell good. So, that's a win.
Wow, I can't wait to hear about it because I'm kind of on a hair journey too. So I'm super excited to hear what you think.
Do you have a song of the week?
I've been listening to so much Carter Faith, which is not really what I want my song of the week to be. But you know what? I think I'm going to do Damn You by Ella Langley. It's just a good country girl song.
Fun. Okay. I'm going to go with the song that really has been like my morning wake up song. And that is Little Planets Remix by Riz La Vie.
No, I think I have that song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Literally been on my gym playlist.
The remix?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, isn't it so good?
It's so good.
Okay, yeah, that's my song of the week.
That's a great one.
As always, you can submit an anonymous challenge by going to the link in the show notes, and you can follow us on Instagram, Hooker Hotline Pod, and we'll see you next week.
Love you. Love you. Bye.